All right.
Oh. I think we're live.
We are live. And we're having a great time, everyone. Welcome to our podcast.
It says we're live, right? That's what
or
that
a live
says.
cast. We'll call it a live cast.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Now we got to
Says we're recording. I think we are.
screen share.
Hello. Hello. That's some Seinfeld.
What the hell is it? There we go.
Well, all right.
I love that I'm doing this while we're live.
So perfect. That is the
We're doing
pop
this
prop
while
way
we're live.
right here, kid. Hey, we're the Popular Properties gang.
Oh man, I'm messing this up. It's
He
all right, we got
is.
no viewers yet.
Zero viewers.
There we go.
Ready, set,
Wait.
start
Which
podcast.
Chrome window
Hike.
is that? What fucking Chrome window is that?
These are answers we do not have, right, my furry friends? I'm talking about
Hold
the
on.
2 dogs and a cat that are in the room with us. Oh, wake up. Oh, well, welcome to our podcast. I'm awake now. Let me know when we're ready to start this.
Listen, man.
Oh, let me put my feet up for you people.
There we go.
There we go. Okay,
All right,
we're
we got
ready.
it.
We're ready. Okay.
We got the right one now.
We got the right one. Bye-bye.
There we go.
Just for those who would like to know, I am surrounded by 3 furry friends. We have to the right of me, Sugar. We have now newly named Cinnamon. And on the couch, we have our Pepper and Salt. Thank you very much.
Does this smell weird?
No.
Huh.
No Pepper and Salt. Just tired. Cinnamon
You
and
gotta sign into
Sugar
chat
eating.
too. Dude, going live is a whole fucking hassle over here.
Tough to be live.
Oh wow.
I'm
Like
not sure.
I had to sign in maybe like 3 or 4 times.
Wow. It's like they don't want us.
Come on.
It's very secure. You don't want anybody to break in. Green 32. Green 32. Start
Okay.
podcast. Start
Cool.
podcast. Hike.
Okay, I think
Okay.
this is good.
I think we may be live. Or maybe we're not
Yeah,
live.
possibly.
I
At
see.
least we're logged into the chat now.
Okay, good.
I think. Right? Hi.
Cast.
Yes, chat's live too.
Excellent.
Okay, wait 1 second. Oh man, I don't have my hold screen on this one. Fuck.
Damn it.
Y'all just have to wait in front of Eric.
Yeah, he
Water.
needs water. He's got. Let me just take this time to express our thanks to our sponsor, that is Popular Home Improvement, that does roofing jobs at amazing prices. Just amazing prices. So give us a call if you got leaks, if you got problems. Give Popular Home Improvement a call at 508-400-0073, and we can fix those leaks for you. Thank you very much.
That was
And-
great.
And we're back at it.
That was a great little commercial.
Thank you.
Your phone's ringing. You want to grab it?
No,
right,
nothing's
screw
more
that
important
phone
than
call.
this
Ah.
live real estate show.
So, yeah, welcome back to Popular Properties Podcast.
Woo woo!
I think we're at 203. We're at 20 something. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll figure that
hard.
out when we
hardly
edit
working.
it. It says 203 in the title right now.
Hey,
But who
and that's
cares?
what it is. We're live at 2:03.
Yeah.
So Boston's doing great. It's currently about 70 degrees, 75 degrees
it's
outside.
fucking hot and muggy.
It is hot and muggy.
Oh, God damn it. I'm already swearing. That's
Oh.
2.
2 swears already. Well, it did rain earlier. That's where the mugginess is coming in.
It's because of the mugginess. It's like, you know, I was
Summer's
hoping for
almost
rain. I was
over.
hoping for like a good rainstorm.
Summer's almost over. That's the good
Yeah.
news. Okay. And along with the summers being over, I think high interest rates are now over.
They're pretty much over.
We've gone over the cliff.
Very quickly. That's Eric Rubin.
Oh, I am Eric
And
Rubin.
I'm Israel Rallone, for those
and
of y'all who
he's
don't
Israel
know.
Rallone. Okay, so we have Israel and Eric
From Popular Properties.
Popular
And
Properties.
the podcast in Boston.
in Boston talking about everything real estate.
Yeah.
And
We're
some
going to
other
cover
stuff.
quite a few things.
Yes.
Obviously, the first thing that we need to cover is the Fed rate cut.
The Fed rate cut, it's going down.
Yeah, so I was completely off. It's been like a hectic week for me, but I thought that their meeting was letting out today because I thought today was the 18th. Today's the 19th.
it was
So
yesterday.
their meeting came out yesterday. And
half a point.
I
believe.
already looked at it a little bit. I didn't really review it. I haven't seen the press release, and I haven't seen their projection materials, so I really want to check those out today. And yeah, half a point, like you said, half a point. But apparently, it was still.
worked in, sort of. There.
Well, yeah, they priced it in. So rates actually went up yesterday by 0.5, and then
Right.
today they've gone up by 0.02. Yeah, 0.05 yesterday,
Yeah.
0.02 today.
There'll be a settling off.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the market had already priced those in, like you said. They already knew, that's more than
This
likely.
makes me
that was
angry
what
at the
was happening.
bankers a little bit
Why?
because they know people are now rushing to fill out applications and they raise their rates a little bit just to take advantage of that. It seems obvious to me.
Yeah.
They should have been going down and encouraging people.
So I called you yesterday because
Yeah.
I was trying to check mortgage rates, and Mortgage News Daily was down for the entire day.
Everybody was freaked out over it.
Everybody was checking it. They were like, what the fuck? What's going on? What's happening? So this is fantastic news for everybody because that means a lot of buyers and sellers alike were definitely flooding to find out what's happening with the market. There's still a lot of interest that is, kind of
What's
just
affecting
asleep right
everybody in different ways. For instance, if you look at the elderly population, right, they rely on a lot of their savings. So a lot of them meaning elderly people that are on a fixed income and that having savings to rely on for their to make money and to live and to pay their bills, they were really stoked about the 5% savings rates that were out there, and everyone was stoked about it. And now that the rates have gone down, mortgage rates have gone down, the savings rates have also gone down, so they can't get the 5%. Now they're in their 4s. And
Yeah.
I literally was in the bank today, and there were people complaining they couldn't get the CD, what they were offered to like a week ago. And she's like, you should have gotten it a week ago. And she's like, well, I wasn't sure what
we
to
told
do.
you a week ago.
So
To do
not
it.
everyone's happy with the low interest rates. But I mean, if you're buying a house or selling property, you got to be stoked about it. If you're a developer and you're borrowing money for the bank to finish projects, you got to be really happy with this half an interest rate cut and hope it goes down a little more, which we all believe it will.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, so we could definitely take a look at it. I was reading something today by our good friend John Dietz, and he said that they are projecting another 0.25 cut in their November meeting and another 0.25 cut in their December meeting. So that's, another half point, total of 100, a full point.
From where we were just last week.
Yeah. Oh,
By January.
Yeah.
By January.
So, by December, by their December
Yep.
meeting, they're going to cut 2 more times, both
Right.
a quarter point. So that means we should definitely be in the 5s by the end of the year.
Yes. But
Definitely in
people
the
can
5s.
do buy downs and maybe get in the high 4s.
Yeah. I mean, you should be able to get high 4s if you have good credit. Whenever
Yeah.
you guys look at what the average interest rate is, that's for somebody who is in like the
Average.
680.
The average, yeah.
The average interest rate, or for the average credit.
Yeah. And everything is, credit driven. Everything is number driven. For instance, if you're getting an $800,000 loan, it's a jumbo, the rates are totally different than the rates that we normally talk about. Then the rates we're talking about is just an average home at an average credit score, at an average income. It's average. So if you have an above average credit score, you're going to probably get a better interest rate. If you have really good income and you can help those ratios, then you're going to probably get a better interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
It's all
Does this work
numbers
still?
driven.
No.
We're not streaming?
Oh, no. The streaming's fine. I wanted to play a sound effect.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
But it's okay.
Cha-choom, cha-choom. How's that
Wait.
sound effect? Rates are going down.
I don't know if it pops up in the thingy, though.
Oh,
But that's cool.
That was funny. That was good.
Yeah. But
Wow.
yeah. So the interest rates are, they might be going up a little bit. Why don't we actually let's just straight up take a look at it. Okay. Go into our screen share. And let's take a look at the projection materials. Okay.
We actually have production material. I love it.
Yep.
Summary of economic
Let's see, make sure
projections.
this looks good for them. Oof.
Oof.
We're gonna oh no. We're gonna make ourselves a little bit smaller for you guys. Alright. And go back to the projection materials. Zoom.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that
was
good?
beautiful.
You read that?
Yeah.
Alright. Awesome. Okay, so summary of economic projections. Let's just skip down to where it matters. Page 4.
Page 4.
Dang it.
Show me that graph. God damn it.
We messed up. Page 4.
Click
Go.
on it. Ooh.
Now,
Page 3.
there we go. No, it's come on.
Wow.
Come on.
Be nice.
Stupid. Yeah, this is Apple. We like you, but
Apple being
sometimes
Apple.
we don't like
That's
you.
Apple being Apple.
All right.
All
So
right.
check this out.
It looks
Bro,
like
yeah, all right.
that's a graph.
Okay,
Yep.
so everybody knows what this is.
No,
I've
they
explained
don't
it in
know.
almost every other video. So if you,
You better
don't know what this
explain
is,
it.
you should probably
Quickly
watch the
explain
older
it.
videos. Fine.
I know.
So each one of these dots is a voting member of the FOMC. I believe there's 13 total. So this
Those are where they
basically
vote.
says, right, like if you go down here, this is the year end, right? 2024, 2025, 2026. And this is where where they think their basis points should be
Wow.
by the end of the year. Okay.
Okay.
So I reviewed this for the July not too long ago, and a lot of people were still in this range. We didn't have that many people even in this range right here. So this right here says one person in the FOMC believes that their rates by the end of the year should be between 4 and 4.25.
I like that person
Over
a lot.
here, I think this is what 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 members believe 4.25 to 4.5.
I love that.
So the majority of members are here. Wow, this is actually torn, like split, like almost right down the middle.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Where
But I like
some
where they're
members
in
are
the
up here.
both around the 4s though. 4.5, 4.75.
Yeah. Well, they already made their cut, right? So they made we were, right? Just 2 days ago, we were in the 5.25 to 5.5 range.
Right.
That's where we were. And they just made their cut. So now they're
So
here.
if they go down a whole point from there,
Well, no, they're going to be dropping another half point from where we're at now, right? So right now,
I
where
think
we're
we're-
at
I
is
think-
right here is
Yeah.
where these two members are thinking, which is 4.75, 4.75 to 5.
Yeah.
That's what they think they should be. So
At
by the end of the year,
year.
2 of the members are saying that there should be no further rate cuts. Okay.
that's not happening.
Then we have all of these members are saying that there should be 1 more rate cut. These members are over here saying 2 more.
That's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying too. Yes. Yeah. And then this one guy over here is like, yeah, fuck this. That's a good. Damn it. This is one guy over here saying, no, man, let
Let it ride.
it ride. Let's
Lower it
just
down.
go back. Let's lower
go
it down
back.
all the way. I don't know
Well,
who this guy
I
is.
kind of
but
like him a little
yeah.
bit. To be honest
Awesome
with you.
guy. Awesome guy. So this
Or
is
gal. You know, we don't know.
yeah, awesome person.
Yeah.
Awesome person. Hey, Good Burger. You're
What's
a
that?
dude. She's a
Yeah,
dude.
she's a dude.
He's a dude. We're all dudes.
We're
Same
all
thing with
dudes.
guys. All right. Okay. Cool.
All
So let's just actually, since we said that we did it, why don't we take a quick look at what they thought it was? That is not their projection materials. All right. This is their June projection materials.
Excellent.
So see, this is where everybody was.
Yep.
You see,
More
now
even.
everybody's down here, dude.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That
We
means
love that.
their confidence is growing amazingly in the
Well,
market.
I think certain sections of the U.S. and even in Massachusetts, certain towns and cities in Massachusetts, properties are sitting now. They're not running off. And the reason why they're sitting is because most people that need to get a home for work or for school, they already got that house.
Yeah.
They've already moved in. So there's only a certain amount of buyers that are looking now.
That are going to be looking
And
for
that
the
would
rest of the
be
year.
divorce, death, right? Why are they leaving? Different people move from different areas. That's why properties go on the market, divorce, death.
And I
That's
thought
why
this was
people-
a positive podcast.
It is, I'm
This
just
man over
saying.
here is like, oh, yeah,
that's
dude,
why
the only
people
people
would-
who are going to be looking are dealing with tragedies.
Well, marriage and birth.
Yeah.
So those are the 4 things people are going to be really buying at this time.
Yeah.
They're not necessary. Come the first of the year, there is a nice group of people that will be looking because they're getting new jobs, starting a new career. And that tends to happen around either September or January. People start for the first year, the new company a lot. So you get some movement there. But, they're not doing it for school, because they've already put themselves in the placement, where they're going to be for the next year.
Well,
So,
I think you still have a lot of, September and October is still decently busy.
yeah.
But there are definitely months where like the only people who are looking are people who are in like tenancy at will situations, right? Because the majority of people have locked down a lease and are sitting somewhere
Right.
until next year. But there are still stragglers that come in,
Yeah.
maybe they're living with their parents and they're
Right.
moving out. I think, there's a decent amount of the people who don't have obligations to fulfill that they could actually move, and I think those people will probably pick up their search. But you're definitely not, it's kind of too little, too late for a really big boom to happen the remainder of this year, right? There's realistically only 2 months left
Right.
before the holiday seasons, and once that comes in, everyone's on vacation. No
Yeah.
one's really thinking about moving. So
And as far as these rates cuts go, as far as renters and how it affects renters, I see little to no effect with renters at all. It's only obviously for buyers and sellers. Renters, you could expect rents to continue to go up over the next 4 or 5 years, specifically because the cost of running these buildings, regardless if it's a condominium building or a 3 or 6 unit building, a smaller building, has gone up substantially. I could tell you that my property coverage on properties that I own and I manage has gone up a typical 30 to 40%. And just for the insurance coverage of the property. And taxes and water sewer are all going up as well. So the management and owning and operating of these apartments have gone up. And of course, the landlords are going to spread that over their tenants.
yeah,
So that's why
they're not going to take that out of their
Yeah.
pocket.
Most landlords, and only this interest rate that's gone up over the last, say, 4 years is now working its way back down. We went up, now we're coming back down, let's say. It really didn't affect a lot of investors. They typically were locked into a 5 or 7 year term. Things will start renewing sooner than later, but with the rates going down, it should work in their favor.
Did I send you the show notes?
No.
That was literally what we were going to talk
Oh,
about.
that's how
Rental
we are.
rental market opportunities.
That's how
was
we-
in the next of the list. And I'm like, wait, you already talked about like a little bit of the fall market. That's what we're going to end with. But I'm like,
It's
dude,
just crazy.
You're hitting
We're-
the
we're-
points.
We're
You're
on
hitting the
topic.
points.
We're on topic. What can I say, kid? What can I say? We're on
But
the same team.
the rental market, I think, is going to have some very surprising opportunities.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to want to back out of
Leasing.
leasing of
Yeah.
having a rental portfolio. I have a bunch of people who are like, nah, I just want to switch over to commercial, right?
Right.
Because it's less of a headache and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think you'll see a lot of multifamilies that are going to come on the market,
Yep.
right? A lot of smaller investors who are going to say, hey, let's get rid of this portfolio
I'm
that I've
done
been
with it.
building. I'm done with it. Let's put our money somewhere else. And like you said, rents are not going to come down.
No, they're
Right?
going
Rents
up.
are not coming down.
They're going up, and the multifamily investment world. I mean, prices haven't really ditched at all. Market's still up.
Yeah.
They're still getting good cash flow.
Listen, you could also still buy a multifamily for basically the price that you got it for last year.
Yeah.
Right? The home values did not
Right.
move much in the
But yet
multifamily market.
the rents have gone up about 15%.
Exactly.
So
I mean, we
it's
saw
good.
it. We
The
checked
numbers
it out
look so
last
much
time,
better.
right?
Yeah.
In our last
The
video.
numbers look so much better now. And when you start now doing we were doing them most recently for investors at 6 or 7%, sometimes 8% interest rates for these large $2-3 million loans, and now we do them at a 5.5. It's a different world as far as the cash flow.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. Let me take a look at what the jumbo loans are. I think they were jumbo loan 6.4.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That's very, very good.
Yeah, way better than the 7.5 we were
Dude,
looking
we
at.
were
with
we
other-
were pricing in all of our stuff was at 7.5.
Right.
Yeah. So,
So,
I mean,
a year from now-
we're doing our calculations at 7.
Yeah.
Actually, I have to drop it to 6.5 now in all of our analysis sheets. So
Right. But I think
yeah.
a year from now, we're looking at 6 or 5.75 for the investors on those big jumbos. It's another world. When you talk about 1 point on $1 million over the course of the loan, it's tremendous.
Mhm.
It's tremendous. It could be as much as $20,000 a year, that 1 point difference in your
Yep.
cash flow per $1 million. So,
Yeah, 1 point makes a huge
you know what I mean? So if you can get that 1 point below, now the property is at a good ratio, maybe in the 10 to 8 to 10% ratio as far as a cap rate, and you making some good cash flow, as opposed to you breaking even at a 7% interest rate
Yep.
and just doing it because you sold something else.
Yeah. Well, so what do you think is going to happen with the values? Do you think that since we're expecting a lot more listings to now hit the market because the prices are coming up, do you think that there will be an opportunity to still buy some multifamilies at like a discount? Because right now, multifamily should be worth more than what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because it didn't see the increase over the last 2 years.
No, not like
it
the
should.
single families.
Yeah. So
Not in relation to the single families.
yeah,
But I see them staying steady. In fact,
for like
with
another year.
Yeah, I think that they're all based on the cash flow. So unfortunately, we have two issues going on. You have your expenses going up, and you have your cash flow going up. But when they're hitting each other at the exact same time, there's almost no difference as far as the net income on the property, because you have more income and more expenses kind of balanced out each other. Okay,
Mhm.
when the expenses stop going up, and the income flow can stay the same or go up, then you're going to start seeing a better cash flow.
Yeah.
Because one's going up and one's not. So we have this bump that's been happening, which is causing people to pay more. I talked about the obviously taxes and insurance have gone up quite a bit, and water sewer. But there's other things that people don't really think about, like when you call the plumber out and when you have to hire a maintenance guy to paint a unit.
Mhm.
And you used to do it for X. If you used to be to get it done for, let's say $400 a bedroom, and now because labor costs have gone up, people want $650 or $700 a bedroom. The painting costs. We used to buy a gallon of paint for $25, $30 a gallon. Now to get a decent paint with primer in it, it's almost $100 a gallon. So to paint a room, it's $100, and then the other supplies, it's $150.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now you got to pay the laborer. Boy, you got like $400 or $500 a room, and it starts being expensive to now repaint that apartment. Could cost you $3,000 to $4,000 when it used to cost you $1,500 in the past, or $1,200. So the cost of owning and managing property has gone up. On all aspects: labor costs, supply costs to supply to the laborers, and general. Your plumbers and electrician, they all went up in cost.
Yeah.
Their insurance has gone up.
Yeah, the insurance thing was a crazy.
But even
just
the
out of
plumber's
nowhere
insurance
hike
went
from
up
last year.
Yeah, the plumber's liability insurance has gone up,
Yeah.
20, 30%. So now he's charging more to go out to your house to do the job.
Yeah.
And, that's the problem.
Yeah,
That's
I was
hitting
recently
the
quoted
land.
$15K to do just one HVAC unit.
Yeah.
To install a new one.
$15,000.
$15,000.
That's
install
ridiculous.
one HVAC.
I can get you a better price. That's ridiculous. But, yeah, I mean, right now, the big, just talking about that, because you talked about HVAC, if anyone's looking for a new heating and air conditioning systems for their house, they should always be looking first at the new mini split systems that are out there, because of the government. It uses so less energy
Yeah.
than the HVAC, the older HVAC blowing systems, and it's more efficient for you. And if you already have an attic, you just run these are small little hoses, but you run them through the attic,
Yeah.
so it's easy to connect.
You don't have to have all the duct work and all that.
And every bedroom, you can have your own remote and control the thermostat. So the government's giving back, I think, 30 to 40% of your cost on those new systems. So people look into it. You're welcome to contact either one of us, and I can get you some more information on it. But it's out there. There's a beautiful government program specifically for those mini splits because of the energy savings. They're really hitting you. They use the low electricity, the 110 voltage electricity, and typically it's a completely electric run. And they're excellent. Like you can shut off rooms if people are not in those rooms for a number of days. You just keep it on a minimal, if it's air or heat, and you don't have to worry about it. You can shut those rooms down so easily. You're not running a huge system to run through your whole house.
Yep.
You know, it just saves a lot of money for a lot of people.
Yeah. Those are great, especially for like little studio units in like the garage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you have a garage that you want to make into like a little studio. I went to go
Perfect.
check out a property this weekend that had that, and I was like, "This is perfect. It already has electric in there. Like you don't need gas or anything like that.
No.
Just make everything in there electric. Electric
Yeah.
stovetop, electric heating. You're good.
Little studio, yeah.
Yeah. It was
that'd be
very
great.
very nice. A nice little in-law that they could have made.
Well, the city of Boston has a program out there specifically for people to get involved in and to build an in-law apartments in their house so
Yep.
they can lease them out. So in turn, it provides additional housing for the community to help with the gap of needing for housing. So they've come out with a pretty neat program.
yeah, there's a bunch
And
of
I
stuff.
believe there's some tax incentives and maybe even some grants available to assist you in that build out.
Yep.
And I know that
which
the building
adds a ton of
inspectors,
value to your house.
yeah, and the building inspectors are diverse in the program and they're allowing it, as opposed to being, don't do it.
Yeah.
They're up front with it and they're saying, hey, we don't mind you guys doing in-laws in your apartment, in your houses, but let's do it the right way. Let's follow the safety codes. Let's follow the health codes. Let's make sure things are correctly done, and let's pull a permit for it.
Yep.
And that's really smart of City of Boston to get ahead of that and to really encourage people to do that, because now people can now lease out that room in their house as an Airbnb, potentially make some income, which may allow that family to stay in the neighborhood because maybe
Yeah.
taxes have gone up, like we talked about, and insurance has gone up. Maybe they can't afford those costs. This is a way they can stay in the house and still make some viable income. So it's really neat, and I look forward to everyone doing it.
You know, I'm
sure.
gonna make a note for a future video. We should probably go over Airbnb laws because those have changed
Definitely.
so drastically.
That's a perfect one
Yeah.
for number 24.
Yeah, that we should definitely talk about
Yeah.
that. All right, but let's move on.
Yes.
You know, so we're not killing too much time over here.
Yeah.
We have commercial sector notes. Like let's
Yes,
talk about
talk
the
about it.
commercial sector.
Let's do that.
What we think is going to happen there, because I mean, now that interest rates are dropping a little bit, what are we going to see happen with all of the vacant commercial units?
Well, I see a lot of investors already talking about it, and now that the interest rates are coming down, I think they'll be able to get money to do this, and that is the reallocating of these properties into residential.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because I mean, like even banks were saying like, "Nah, we closed down our commercial division.
correct. They
Right?
don't want to do any
We don't
office
want to
space.
do any commercial stuff.
Any office space at all.
Yeah.
No,
So it's definitely it's a weird world for the commercial sector right now.
Well, I've seen some aggressive lending out there where they're offering some really good rates, even now in the mid to high fives that you can get for commercial properties. And then you see some people like Bank of America, Berkshire Bank, just shutting down the office sector as far as offering anything for that.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's a way of them to ensure to their stockholders that they're not investing in that sector, keeping things a little more liquid for them. But, there is issues, obviously, in the office environment ever since COVID.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount of office space available. And, now that the rates have gone down and the SBA is lending aggressively to small businesses, then you could definitely see some of the small businesses taking over some of those spots and some of those spaces. Maybe instead of an office, it's now going to be a retail store.
Yep.
Or maybe an entrepreneur will use it to produce some sort of product or service that's, not office related. Maybe they're going to make jewelry or something else because the economy is getting better. So their new businesses will open.
Yeah.
So that will help some of that office sector. But I have heard, and a lot of people have talked about it, of reallocating these properties into residential. And that is definitely something that I think could be done, especially some of those buildings in downtown Boston.
Yep. There's a ton of those.
And there's a heavy need for housing in Boston.
Yep.
So you put those two things together, it seems like a no-brainer. You're going from a commercial application to a residential. There will be some upgrading that'll be done.
A
but
lot of upgrading,
but
which is like
typically-
that's the main issue with
Yeah.
adaptive reuse, right?
Yeah,
In case
well,
anybody doesn't know, that's
but
what
a
we're
lot of
talking
the fire
about here.
safety stuff is still good, meaning they all have egresses, they all have pull stations at the egress, and they all
Yeah.
have, so a lot of that. You know, you're gonna have the entire floor will be gutted, and you'll have the whole floor open, and then you'll design whatever you design, 2 bedrooms, 1 bedrooms, whatever, on the floor, and you know, especially with, I mean, you have what 30 million immigrants who came into this country, right? Where are they going to live, right? We need housing, right? Besides the fact that we were already completely in need of housing,
Mhm.
now we need housing more than ever. I would say definitely.
I mean,
And-
some government intervention definitely needs to happen. If like we're talking about fixing home prices, the only way that's going to happen is going to be with some government intervention to like help assist
I mean, it's,
more housing construction, new construction.
there has to be
but-
2 things. There has to be more government assistance for the investors to encourage them to build more.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, and what we mean by that is also building us more affordable housing and more regular housing. Everything, all
Mhm.
sectors need more housing, and there has to be a way that it can be done in a way that, you know, new homeowners, you know, just one side doesn't work. You got to do the other side. So government needs to turn their FHA programs or make up a new program to really encourage first-time buyers, and they need to offer just an amazing incentive rate. Let's just say 3.5%. Even though everyone's at 5.5%, the banks, let's just say they come out with a government program, at
Government
like
back
3%.
3.5.
Government back. So
Yeah.
so it's really gonna make people jump into it.
That'd be
I'm-
pretty good.
Or a 40-year program.
Mm.
You know, what if they did a 40-year program at 3.5%? And it just changes everyone's world. Now the payments are 30% less, and the interest rates about 40% less than everyone else is offering. So with those 2 combined, it's gonna be a no-brainer for someone to move from a rental situation into a purchase, which is how things happened. You got to remember,
Dude, that would also
That'd be a game
I think-
changer.
Yeah, that'd be a game changer, but that
That's
would
what I'm
hurt
saying.
so many rentals. You don't think that would hurt
no,
the
I
rental
don't,
market?
because I think there's that many people who need housing.
Yeah, but either way, all right. So like,
think
if we're
initially-
talking about if you have that kind of loan, right, where it's a 30-year, you're going from a 30-year to a 40-year, and you're
40
also
year.
doing like like a very low
Just
interest
crazy
rate,
interest rate.
bro. That's going to be so much cheaper than renting. And I mean, like historically, always purchasing was cheaper than renting, but that would be significantly.
It's just
cheaper,
like,
dude.
let's just say like the 1940s, after World War II. Okay, he had 60,000, 200,000, 260,000. It was like 1 million people coming back from fighting the war, right?
Yeah.
All those people are coming back, and they all got offered the GI Bill, so they get no money down, low interest rate home. They all jumped at it, right? And they all went and bought, and there's just like thousands of people buying homes, and it really kept holding prices at a lower price because there's so many people buying. It just kind of just took all that housing, and then you had all those developers just building like freaks all over the country, building
Yeah.
these.
They
plots.
used to sell homes in magazines.
Yeah, Sears. You get Sears,
Yeah.
and your friend would put it together for you. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that kind of housing, like incentive, would
Yeah.
just really rock the real estate world.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think that
It
would
would
be
take
that'd
it-
be super helpful.
It
But
would-
in terms of like the commercial sector, which what we were talking about,
Yeah, I'm
that's
sorry
obviously
for
that's not
going
going to
off
help
base.
out at all. Commercial sector is just like office space is going to suffer for
Yeah.
a while now. I think the whole,
I mean, they could offer, because of the need for affordable housing,
they could offer
a
adaptive
special
reuse.
deal for people to take these office buildings, redevelop them, and give them a special interest rate if they do like 30 or 40% low income housing in the property.
Yeah,
To encourage more low income, more regular housing, everything, and then bringing and giving him the tax write-offs, which most people are getting now for the areas that need, maybe this wouldn't work in downtown Boston, but definitely parts of depressed areas of the city of Boston, maybe Hyde Park, Roxbury, Dorchester, areas that have been deemed need development.
mm-hmm.
You get the 10-year tax breaks on those for doing the redevelopment of an urban area that needs development.
Yeah, taking an old building.
Yeah.
I mean, like the main issue I think with the older buildings, especially like commercial warehouse buildings, is like the lack of windows, heating, plumbing, all the stuff that you have to like put into it becomes very, very pricey. And then it almost gets to the point where it's like, is it cheaper to just knock this building down and then build it back up?
Right.
Right. But even that's like, you're talking about a crazy project, especially with like within the city where things are so closely put together. Doing something like that, there's a lot more implications than just doing it. So it is tough. It's going to be something that's going to take years, I think, to overcome.
Yeah.
Right. Because these buildings are going to just sit vacant for a long time. What would be very, very cool for adaptive reuse, right, is obviously to get housing, but like, why not just do parts of the buildings as new housing, right? And then do the other stuff, like sections of it, like maybe the top upper floors or something like that. Yeah. And then do the bottom floors as commercial spaces or like art spaces, right? Something that gives a little bit more of, what's it called?
No, I've been to buildings like that. There's a few of those in the High Park area.
I'd say your Sturbridge Market is sort of like that.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, it has a lot of, I'm spacing on this word.
Lofty like mill building. That's
community.
I don't know.
Culture.
Yes.
Cultural buildings. There we go.
There's a building over in High Park that I've showed. Loft. It's a whole loft area. And it was a Westinghouse loft Westinghouse factory where they were making the fans. Big fans.
Big ass fans.
Big ass fans for like, movie theaters and things, like huge fans, commercial fans. And they were making the motors there for the fans and the fan blades. And they redeveloped this entire complex. And the first 2 floors are live-in artist lofts. You can use as artist lofts and live there. And a lot of people live there. Some people just do the artist work there and they don't live there. And then the upper floors are just housing, residential housing. And they have like once a month an open studio.
Yeah.
And you can go around and see the artwork.
See, that's super sick.
And it's really cool. And there's a lot of different artists, different mediums there. And it's a whole village of artists, living over there in that type of style industrial building.
See, I think that brings a lot to like the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. And it actually uses something good.
And it's wild. It's like,
something productive
residential all around there.
building.
And then just in the middle of nowhere, they have this factory.
Yeah.
In the middle of the community.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best case scenario for what you can do with one of those buildings, right? So that way you don't spend so much money developing the entire thing into a residential building, right? Because that'll cost a fortune.
Yeah.
And then you just do a portion of it and then do something cultural in the other floors.
Yeah.
Add a little bit to the community. That should give some kind of tax incentive.
Yeah, I think there's a gallery on the first floor too of that building. I mean, they do stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I see that in the future. Those are great development opportunities here in the city of Boston, taking over mill buildings. They've been doing it in Worcester for the last 10 years, quite a bit.
Yeah.
And they've redeveloped a lot of them.
Worcester Market. Speaking of the Worcester Market, I guess we can move on.
Segue right in there.
That's our perfect segue.
Yeah.
What's our timestamp right now? 38 minutes,
Wow.
but I don't believe that that's all live because we were trying to figure out how to go live.
We were about 20 minutes.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing that we wanted to talk about was opportunity zones, and not the opportunity zones that the government claims. I mean, like, what are the biggest areas with a lot of opportunity in the greater Boston area right now? And Worcester is one of those. Although I do think that, like, Worcester prices went up. So
you wouldn't really call that greater Boston. I would call
no, that's outside of it. Yeah, that's like Central Mass.
Yeah.
But like, greater Boston, I think is within that 40.
Yeah.
That 95 belt. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
That cusp around the city.
Yes, the cusp.
So as far, like, I guess let's just jump right into it. What I personally think.
Go for it. You give me your number one area of the city that you see an opportunity to invest in. Chelsea. Good call.
Chelsea, I think, is about to blow up over the next few years, man.
Great call.
Over the next few years.
Good idea, yeah.
It's going to be nuts.
It's great.
You know about the Blue Line development, right?
Yeah.
Blue Line development is going to split at the airport like it does at JFK UMass, right? The Red Line splits at JFK UMass. It goes to Quincy and it goes to Dorchester, right? So the same thing's going to happen at the Blue Line. It's going to split and continue on its regular path that goes towards Revere from the airport. And now there's going to be a line that goes into Chelsea, that goes into Everett, that goes into Malden, I believe.
Yep.
And then all the way up to Saugus.
Wow, that's great.
Now,
and eventually
the other
Lynn.
thing,
someday.
the other thing is the Revere line is getting extended all the way to Lynn.
Wow, there
So
it is.
here, let's pull it up.
Let's pull
Let's
it up.
pull it up. I want to show you
Now-
guys.
When you say Chelsea, let me back that up by giving you guys an example of a similar situation in New York City. In New York City, there was a section of the city called Williamsburg. And Williamsburg is a section of city that was never really considered anything except for lots of mills and lots of industrial stuff. And it's literally right over the Brooklyn Bridge. It was the first stop.
Mm-hmm.
The first stop of the Brooklyn Bridge. And when you mention Chelsea, it is literally the same demographics, something that got overseen for years,
Yeah.
didn't have the train service. This didn't really have it good.
Chelsea
Boom.
has no train service.
They
The
became,
only way to get in there is a boat or a bus.
yeah, Williamstown became this destination. They had the train go there. It was the first stop over the Brooklyn Bridge. And it became a huge artist community, first of all. And then it just blew up. And now you can't even get property over there. It's ridiculous. My buddy bought 3 families before it exploded for about $450. He bought 3 of them. And then within 2 years, they were worth $1 million each. And now they're worth about $2.7 to $3 million each. Each
Yeah.
of the ones he bought for $450.
That's pretty.
It's amazing. And the biggest thing that came in and really changed it, believe it or not, is they put a big Whole Foods and a big little shopping center with the
Yeah.
Whole Foods.
Right
and
now,
it
the
blew
main
up.
grocery store in Chelsea is a Market Basket to
Yeah.
tell you of what
Yeah, yeah.
what it's like over
Right,
there. Market
yeah.
Basket is one of the lower end
Supermarket.
like supermarkets,
Yeah.
right? So it's like below, like, or at least public opinion. Maybe it's just my opinion, but it's what would be a step down from like Stop and Shop, right? And then Whole Foods is like the step up,
Okay.
right? Like if you see a
But-
Whole Foods in the neighborhood,
There's
prices are about
definitely
to start
development going on
blowing
in
up.
Chelsea
I think
now,
South
though.
Park had a really good port. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember a South Park episode that said once a Whole Food comes in, it's like a
over.
new Soho.
It's over. No,
Yeah,
it
it is.
changes everything. I think the national average is a 13% increase on your home value if you're within 2 miles of a Whole Foods.
That's amazing. That's
Okay.
a statistic I did not know.
Yeah.
All right, let me show you this. All right. Oh, I forgot. Let's screen share it. All right.
Let's share it with the
this is
people.
it right here. All right. I don't know if I can zoom in a little bit. I can't.
No,
But
those dots
right
on
here.
the right.
So this is where the airport is, and it's going to split over here, go into Chelsea,
That's just amazing.
to Everett, Broadway Square, and then Saugus,
Yeah.
and then this Revere line, right?
And I'm sure that the
Revere
the
Beach
casino
line
is going to be
extend all the way
somewhere
down.
in the Everett stopping line. I'm
Dude,
sure
the
they,
casino's just right here.
I know they're going to have a
This
stop.
is where the casino area.
They're going to have a
is.
stop right there, I'm sure.
No. It's a little bit further away than where the casino is,
feel
right?
like-
Because like this is the casino's
Over
literally
by
where
the
my
water.
cursor is.
Yeah, they're over by the water
Right.
right
So
there.
the Everett line is a little bit further away, but either way, dude, you're
Yeah.
talking about a train line in Everett,
right.
a train line in Chelsea.
That's where the money's
These two
going to go.
places. So Everett as well is my other pick for good places.
Yeah.
Everett,
Wherever
Chelsea,
the train goes,
Lynn.
the money will follow.
Yeah,
There's
and
no doubt.
Obviously, this hasn't taken effect yet, right?
No.
Like we looked at the home prices. This was announced when?
I mean, that's what happened to Somerville like 5 years ago, 8 years ago when they expanded a lot of the red line into Somerville.
Yeah, it kind of went up like immediately.
Yeah. Immediately.
I don't know when this was.
Because people that
announced.
were, a lot of people can't afford Cambridge. They want to be on that train line. They want to be in that neighborhood. So this gives them other options to go to Everett, or Chelsea. And you're basically in that same neighborhood. You're within, a mile or two from it.
I'm trying to figure out when the.
It's probably a 5-year plan. They got to build it.
Yeah, I mean it's going to take a while, but listen, if
How
that's
great
going
is
into
that?
play, that's something that
That's
someone
when you
should
jump in there now.
Yeah, because it's obviously it's going to be too late.
Everything's
Dude, you know
coming with
yeah,
it.
exactly what you were mentioning. Somerville used to be a very inexpensive place to buy a home.
I'm
in.
sorry to say this, but when I first got in the real estate industry, people used to call Somerville Slummerville.
Yep.
It was a shitty place to live. People didn't want to go there. And now it's very hip. It's very trendy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's lots of Whole Foods
Yeah,
there.
their restaurant week goes really, really hard, dude.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
I
no.
love Somerville.
Somerville's
I
a
go there all the
fantastic
time,
place
actually.
now, man. Now they got a few green line stops, it changed the entire environment over there.
Yeah.
So I think the same thing's going to happen in Chelsea. Lynn, I think Lynn is going to be
Oh my God.
almost an even
No
better
more City of
opportunity.
Sin, Lynn.
Right?
You're turning
yeah.
it around. But Lynn's, been on the up for a while.
Yeah.
I
Lynn prices have already, kind of started to increase. I don't think the Chelsea prices have,
No, they haven't.
right? Over the last few years.
But
they
Chelsea has some work to do with the school department. It's been really messed up over the last 20 years.
haven't. Yeah.
So if they can get that school department and get their education a little better, it's going to also help with bringing in, people and money and people wanting to live there. Because right now you got to pretty much private school your kid if you're going to live over there. I mean, I think the government took over the entire school department.
No way.
Yeah.
That's something I'd have to look up.
Yeah. They were having issues, financial issues, with running the department. And they may be back in the PTO hands, whoever runs it, the education department over there. But that would be one thing that would help out. I mean, if you're looking to open a charter school, Chelsea's a great place because it's up and coming. There's a need for good education there. And, I would say that would be a great place for it. But
yeah, and I think that like you said, the government is like trying to get very, very involved.
yes.
Like their city councilor, I believe, is like really,
Yeah.
really
And I
involved.
believe they are federally known as an opportunity zone over there.
They
A lot of those
are an actual opportunity.
an actual
Yes,
So
yes,
you
yes.
could really
Not
there's
what
some
we're
amazing-
saying.
Yeah.
Opportunities,
But there's
it is
actual
an
money
one.
savings, tax savings you can get for investing in that zip code for sure.
Yep. Yeah. So I think that one's my favorite one.
Which is
Now,
like no
obviously,
income
Mattapan as
tax,
well.
I believe, for the project for up to 10 years
Mm-hmm.
on that project. So if an investor gets it, and
Is it deferred or just none?
none?
That's
None, yeah. Deferred means that would be horrible because then you just pay it later.
yeah.
You don't want it. Then you
Yeah,
have a
that's
big
what I
bill
thought.
later.
I'm like, all right, no big deal. But
Big
like,
bill
if you're
later
talking
would
about
be horrible.
none,
None for those years, the first 10 years.
yeah, that's
So encourage you to
fantastic.
invest in that community. So I think that it makes a big deal. You invest, $1 million and you gain 10% return, which is 100,000 a year return on your $1 million investment,
Mhm.
and you get that tax free. That you're gonna want to do that as opposed to putting your $1 million into the stock market.
Yeah.
You put it in the stock market, which is averaged about 10% over the last 20 years. You're gonna pay, you pull it out, you're paying regular income tax on that because it's not real estate. You're paying 38% on it.
Yeah, the gains is rough.
It's rough. So, but if you take that same investment and invest in real estate, maybe do a 60-40 program, 40% low income, 60% market,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get that. You're going to get a special loan from the government. They have the special loans for people doing those. It's through Mass Housing. If anyone wants to look it up, check it out. They have some great programs out there.
Mm.
And then you get the tax incentive, like no taxes on that $100,000 a year you're getting returned. Man, that's great. In 10 years, you get $1 million back, tax free.
Yeah,
You
it's
still have
huge.
the $1 million invested in the property.
Yeah.
You never lose on that. So I mean,
That's
that's
huge.
a real. So you can see how it would be really advantageous for an investor to want to invest in Chelsea.
Yeah. I think we should start working on something over
We
there.
need to start
Like,
working
for
that.
example, a spotlight video in Chelsea might be a thing.
I
that we
think
can do.
Investor Spotlight is coming your way.
Chelsea. Yeah. No. I think we should definitely go visit, go see what it's like
Yeah.
over there. I mean, like they do just the whole environment in Chelsea is it's very, very different. Yeah, as soon as you get into it, you
got a
feel
vibe.
the immediate difference of like this isn't Boston.
No, it's got a neat vibe to it. I think there's some great opportunities there. Everyone should jump at it.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, what's our next topic, my
All right,
man?
our last final topic. All right, I want to talk about some fall market predictions.
Fall
Izzy,
market.
what are you? I mean, we already covered it a little bit, right? You already gave us a little gist of what you expect. You don't expect a lot of buyers to come out because there's, they're already
Fall
in place.
market predictions.
But yeah, what do you think the rest of the year is going to look like now that we know that interest? Yeah. Try not to hit that. Now that we know interest rates are, dropping, they might drop even further. Thor, cut it out, buddy.
Fall market predictions are that there's a number of people that may be in the process of divorce or wanted to move because the house is too small for them,
Mm-hmm.
that were waiting on the sidelines, that are going to kick themselves and get back in the game. So I
Yep.
think we're going to see some new homes on the market because those people are going to be selling their homes. I know I was just talking to a colleague, Rich, today that has a client that has a small condo, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and they just had their second kid. So they are like, we're climbing the walls here. Interest rates were 7%. We didn't want to jump in, but now that things are going to be a little more normalized in the 5%, we need to get out of here because it's just too small for us, this condo. So the agent I was talking to was real excited. He's going to have this 2-bedroom condo come on the market in Brockton.
And he gets to help them find
it's
a place.
about $305,000. It's going to hit the market, which is very sellable, I think, in that marketplace. And they're going to be getting a nice single, like a 4-bed, 2-bath single family somewhere in Taunton.
Great market
Brockton.
for it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of space in Taunton.
And they'll be like, they'll be like 450 somewhere around there. They'll find a house in that marketplace for that. But, those are the people. That's my predictions are going to come in. As I said before, I know you guys are upset about it, but it's death, it's divorce, it's birth, right?
Yeah.
These are the things that are going to bring
that's why the people are
into
looking.
this market. That's why they're
not that many
coming.
people are going to pick up their search just because the rates dropped. They're still just going to wait until next year.
They're just going to wait till
rates
next year.
are going to get lower, Yeah,
they're
and they're
just
going to be
gonna
like,
wait.
oh well, maybe we'll just.
And the
wait till
thing
next
about
year.
the consumers is, I hate to say this, but they're just love the bad news. They really
people
do.
are addicted to bad news.
It's all.
Listen,
so
we put something like oh, the market's about to burn in this fucking video, and all of a sudden we get a bunch of people coming. But if it's a video that says, oh, hey, good news for the market, things are stepping up,
they're
just
not
skip right
it.
over that.
They're not watching
They
it. But that's what's
only
going
want bad
on.
news, dude.
So everybody engulfed the fact, and they wanted just to, you could hear it on the corners. People, did you hear about interest rates or 7%? Interest rates, 7%, interest rates. They all want to talk about that.
Yeah,
but now
I tell
interest
somebody,
rates,
interest rates are now closer
They
to
don't
the
even
5.
hear
They're like,
you.
I don't care about it.
Yeah, I already gave up.
Why were you caring about them being 7%?
Right, because they like to hear the bad news. So that's what's going on. So it's going to take a while for the consumers to get it in their head that things are better now.
Yeah,
that's all. That's
well, I think a lot of people are going to be like, "How good is this going to get?" Like, I want to get in when things are the best.
I always reference this as a boat, a large like oil tanker, and it moves. And this is the kind of how the Feds move, but this is how the real estate market moves. It's running really slow on the ocean, and then they start changing rates. And things are getting better, but it's a big boat, so it's got to slide around.
Can't make a 180 turn that quickly.
Can't make a 180
Takes a couple hours.
It's gonna take 8 months, 9 months before the market
just
starts
so everybody
catching
knows.
up.
That's why the Titanic couldn't touch the iceberg.
That's it. They couldn't turn in time. It's too big a boat.
It's big boats do not move very quickly, or at least they can't turn very quickly.
No, they
and
cannot.
That's the case with this.
Yes.
Right. We have fantastic news. We have a fantastic opportunity for buyers and sellers alike. Right. More so for buyers. It's going to be a buyer's market, I think, for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Where you have a lot of people who now have a decent amount of buying power, and there's still not that much competition. So I think that the buyers are going to show out. Actually, statistics could tell us this. For 2 weeks in a row now, over 220 properties were listed in Boston. Right, so a lot of buyers picked up their search, or picked up their efforts, and said, "All right, I'm going to try to sell this house now because interest rates are low enough."
Right.
So yeah, I think it's already taken into effect where we're getting a lot more listings, but we still don't see the buyers showing up. Right. So those people who are active could still go and get a deal, man. Yeah. And that's not to say, obviously, guys, this is not to say that you could go out and lowball every new listing. New listings are not where you find your deals at. You find your deals with listings that are over 14 days old. Like on the older side, the older the listing is, the better chance.
I have a listing now. We've been dropping at 10 grand a week. Literally 10 grand a week till we sell the house. So if anybody's looking for a house in Framingham, I got a great 4-bed, 2.5 bath on a half acre with pond rights on a pond in Framingham. 729's this week's price. Next week is going to be 719. Mm-hmm. We're going down 10 grand a week until it's sold. So it's going to sell. We started at 799 and we're bringing it down every week till it sells.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That is smart. That's a smart thing to do. Make sure, hey, listen, clearly this price isn't working. We're not having that much of a turnout.
When it sells, then we know we hit the right price.
Yep.
I mean, going by the previous comps, 775, 785 was the number, but Market's going a little soft, so now we're down to 729. Let's make a deal.
That was when in the busy season.
Yes,
That was in the spring market.
which I did encourage him to have it on the market, and he sat. The seller sat. He
You know,
waited and waited.
there's a decent chance that now it picks up
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
You know? And if you're unable to sell that by the end of the, like, honestly, if you're not able to sell that by like mid-October, it's likely taking it off until March next year would be the
Maybe.
wise thing to do. Because then you could price it in as like a new listing, get new marketing for it, and then just, have
Well, the
a
price has been
much higher
going down
price.
so low, right? At this point, at 729, that the current owner, who's a single guy, he rents out 3 of the rooms in the house. The house is making $7,000 a month income.
Yeah.
So at this point, with $1,500 per bedroom, he obviously doesn't charge himself, but he said he may think about living there. It's become almost an investor.
Did you say $7,000 a month on a single?
I'm sorry, $6,000. My mistake.
That makes no fucking difference, Eric. It's still it's $6,000,
$1,500 a
$7,000.
room, 4
He's
bedrooms.
renting it out $1,500. Does each room come with a kitchen?
No, it's a shared kitchen and bath situation.
$1,500.
$1,500.
Where is this?
Framingham. Can't
Framingham?
you can't get even a studio apartment out there for under $2,000 in Framingham right now.
Oh.
So single guys are renting out this room. It's a beautiful house, no doubt, right? And he gets $1,500 a bedroom. So he's like, I wasn't gonna sell it, but I have this other house. I live in town. I'm just gonna move there. So at this point, I'm literally talking to investors about buying it and just letting everyone stay.
Do they have their
Because you legally can have 4 people in a single family.
you
It's-
could without it being a boarding house.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
totally straight up.
Yeah, you could just put them all on one lease.
Yeah.
I think the issue. Thor. He's gonna bite your fucking microphone. Stop playing with this wire. Oh, he's like trying to chew that thing right next to the wire. The dogs are here. They've been here the entire time. Surprise, everybody.
Right. They're good dogs.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good wrap up. I think that we should wrap it up. We had a
I
great
guess
show.
we can wrap it up.
had a great
we're at
show.
almost an hour now, dude.
Yeah. Thanks
The
everyone for
market's already
coming.
closed.
We're live right now, but Israel's got to go do some magic to it and package it and
I
make it
am
into
gonna
a-
edit it and make it a little bit pretty. We'll put some noises and stuff. Maybe some background music. Should we have background music? I could get like an hour and a half
I would
of
like some funk. Can we get some funk?
copyright free music. You guys let us know.
Well, at least at the end.
Well, definitely at the
Well,
end.
You know,
At the end, we need to play
all I
some
gotta
stuff.
say is please like and subscribe up here, down there, over there. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, it's
but
gonna
just
be
like
somewhere.
and subscribe. And
Yeah.
remember, buy low, sell high.
Yeah. Definitely take advantage of the opportunities that are going to be presented to you.
Yes.
If you are able to take advantage of them, you absolutely should, because you will be kicking yourself next year.
Absolutely.
It's going to be so rough to get a place once like rates are actually back into the 5s. And
I'm
everyone's
dreaming
looking.
about the 4s. I'll be honest with you. I've had dreams about the 4s because I have properties refinancing in about 3 years. I'm like, come on, baby. Give me the 4s.
Yeah, I mean, 4s are likely to come back. I
Yeah.
just don't think it's going to be. Wait. Hold on. We could check real fast. Before we leave, we're going to show you guys one last thing. Let's see when the feds think that the 4s are going to be.
Projections. There it is.
Projection materials. Here we go. Go.
And the year will be.
Right here, bro. So, okay.
What year is that?
So, this is 2025.
Yeah.
A lot of members are thinking that the basis points are going to be in the lower 3s at the end of next year.
That's
And
great.
then the following year, the end of 2026, they're going to be in the 2s.
That's what I'm
So
thinking.
this right
So
here,
2
this
plus
is
the
when
bank
you'll
charging
start.
2 will get you a 4.
I think in 2026 is when you get your 4% rates back.
That's when things will really happen.
Yeah, that's going to be a complete crazy mess over there. But even next year is going to be 5% is what most people think that's like the magic number
Absolutely.
for sellers. Buyers obviously 4%.
Right.
Buyers might have gotten spoiled with 2%. But all right, guys, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming.
Bye-bye.
Au revoir.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Later, Gators.